24-hour general strike has halted trains and ferries, grounded flights, and disrupted public services, while massive rallies are being held nationwide. Hundreds of thousands of people across Greece joined protests and strikes on Friday on the second anniversary of the nation's deadliest train crash, which has become a symbol of institutional failure and piled pressure on Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Flights and rail services have been canceled, ferries halted, and public transportation across the country has been severely disrupted, with air traffic controllers, seafarers, and train drivers joining teachers, lawyers, and doctors in a 24-hour general strike. Rallies are taking place nationwide, and tens of thousands gathered in Syntagma Square in central Athens on Friday morning, under the watch of police in riot gear. One banner held by protesters read, "Government of Murderers." 57 people, almost all students, were killed on February 28, 2023, when a passenger train collided with a freight train near the Tempe Gorge in central Greece. The crash also left dozens injured and exposed deficiencies in the nation's transport infrastructure. The protests, led by relatives of the victims, have been fueled by resentment against the conservative government's perceived inaction. Critics of the Mitsotakis administration say that politicians should be held accountable for failures that led up to the crash, but so far only rail officials have been charged with any crimes, and no trial has been held yet. The full truth must come to light, and those responsible, no matter how high their position, must be held accountable, said Yanis Panagopoulos, president of the General Confederation of Greek Workers, the country's largest labor union. A long-awaited report on the investigation into the country's worst railway accident, released on Thursday, blamed human error, outdated infrastructure, and major systemic failures. A separate judicial investigation is still ongoing. The protests have put Mitsotakis' government in a precarious position, while his New Democracy Party maintains a strong lead in the polls, but public dissatisfaction over the disaster has led to surging support for anti-establishment parties on the left and right. An opinion poll carried out this week by Pulse showed that 82% of Greeks said the train disaster was the most or one of the most important issues in the country, while 2/3 said they were dissatisfied with the investigations into the disaster.